The Grand Hall of the Intergalactic Council was alive with color and sound. Aliens of every shape, size, and hue moved gracefully across the polished floor, their voices harmonizing into a strange, beautiful symphony of languages. Humans had never seen so many species in one place before. Yet despite the wonder, tension hung in the air like a storm cloud. Ambassador Kyle, the representative of the Zilari, a species known for their strict discipline and sharp intelligence, was at the center of attention. He was tall and slender, with iridescent skin that reflected the soft lights of the chamber. His eyes glimmered with curiosity but also suspicion. Humans, being new players on this cosmic stage, were a mystery he had yet to fully understand. Dr. Lila Warren, the lead human xenobiologist, glanced around nervously. She had been chosen to accompany the human delegation because of her knowledge of alien physiology. "Stay calm," she whispered to herself. "Everything depends on how we handle this first impression." The human ambassador, Jonathan Hayes, stepped forward. His suit was simple, but his posture carried confidence. "Welcome, honored delegates," he said in clear, firm English, which was instantly translated by the Council's universal system. "We come in peace and with a desire to cooperate. Humans have much to offer, and we hope to learn from all of you." Murmurs spread through the room. Some aliens seemed impressed. Others watched with skepticism. Ambassador Kale's gaze was particularly sharp. He leaned slightly forward, studying Jonathan and the humans with a calculating intensity. For hours, discussions went on about trade, technology exchange, and interstellar law. Humans presented their innovations, advanced energy systems, medical breakthroughs, and strategies for planetary defense. Many delegates whispered among themselves, impressed that a species so young in space travel could reach such sophistication. Then, during a break, Ambassador Kale approached a human display, a simple table showing a holographic simulation of Earth's wildlife. He extended his hand to touch the hologram, curious to learn more, and that was when it happened. A sudden wave of dizziness overcame him. Kale staggered, his eyes widening, and then he collapsed. Gasps echoed through the chamber. Human delegates rushed forward. Dr. Warren immediately recognized the signs. It was a faint, but one so sudden it suggested an unusual trigger. She knelt beside him, checking vital signs and monitoring his breathing. Jonathan Hayes called for calm. "Everyone, please stand back. He's stable. Medical teams are on it." The alien delegates were shocked. Some stepped back, suspicion in their expressions. Did humans do this deliberately? Was it a test or a trick? The air grew tense, electric with mistrust. Dr. Warren shook her head as she observed Kale's recovery. "No," she whispered. "It's not harmful. It's a reaction to the environmental conditions here, and something unique in human presence. He's fine now." Minutes later, Kale opened his eyes, blinking in confusion. He rose slowly, supported by a human aide. His skin shimmered faintly, an involuntary sign of stress in Zilari physiology. I apologize," he said, his voice slightly trembling. "This has never happened before." Jonathan stepped forward, offering a calm smile. "There's no need for apologies. We are honored by your presence. If anything, we are learning how to coexist in these new situations." Kyle studied him for a long moment, then nodded. Some tension eased, but whispers still swirled. The fainting incident had created unease. Was it a sign of weakness or an opportunity? Some alien delegates began quietly plotting, wary of humans' unpredictable nature. During the evening session, Dr. Warren reviewed data from the fainting incident. "It's fascinating," she murmured to her assistant. "Zilari physiology reacts to certain pheromones and environmental stimuli combined." "Humans inadvertently triggered it," Jonathan overheard and frowned slightly. "So it wasn't deliberate?" "Not at all," Dr. Warren reassured him. "It was accidental. But it does show that humans have an influence, subtle but real, on other species. That could be useful." Meanwhile, Ambassador Kale returned to his quarters under careful escort. He sat alone, deep in thought. Humans were clever, intelligent, but they were unpredictable, and unpredictability was dangerous in interstellar politics. He clenched his hands, thinking of what had happened. A fainting spell might seem minor, but it revealed something. Humans could be more than they appeared, more than any species had guessed. The next morning, a special session was called.
Alien leaders demanded explanations.
Humans presented their research calmly, explaining the fainting as an unintended reaction caused by biological and environmental factors. Many delegates listened politely, but skepticism lingered. Then humans offered a demonstration. A series of advanced drones capable of scanning the environment, performing medical analysis, and preventing accidental harm was displayed. The drones moved with precision, demonstrating intelligence and careful design. The aliens watched in awe. No species had shown such sophistication, combined with non-lethal, careful restraint. Ambassador Kale's eyes widened. Humans were resourceful and careful at the same time. That fainting incident might have been a misstep, but it had revealed something far more important. Humans were adaptable, intelligent, and capable of subtle influence, yet not everyone was convinced. A faction within the alien coalition, suspicious and cautious, quietly began planning to test humans further. If they could provoke humans or catch them unprepared, they could claim superiority. The fainting incident had set a chain in motion, one that could decide the fate of human-alien relations for years. By midday, the summit had returned to normal, or as normal as it could be under such circumstances. Humans mingled carefully, observing alien behavior, noting cultural signals and reactions. Dr. Warren continued to collect data, fascinated by the physiological and psychological responses of the aliens. Jonathan Hayes remained calm, confident and polite, while quietly strategizing. Humans had made mistakes, but they had also made an impression. And impressions in interstellar politics were everything. As the sun of the alien homeworld set beyond the panoramic windows, the fainting ambassador returned to the hall. He stood tall, composed, yet thoughtful. He approached the human delegation, his gaze fixed. "I wish to continue our talks," he said, his voice steady now. "There is much to learn. Humans are more capable than I first thought, perhaps. We have underestimated you." A ripple of surprise passed through the human team. Dr. Warren exchanged a glance with Jonathan, both recognizing the weight of his words. Humans had survived the first test, the fainting incident, but a larger challenge was on the horizon. As night fell and stars glittered outside the council hall, Jonathan whispered to Dr. Warren, "This is just the beginning. The real test is yet to come." And deep in the shadows, unseen by the humans, some alien delegates whispered among themselves, plotting. If humans had survived one surprise, would they survive the next? Would they be able to control the power they had unintentionally revealed? The fainting had been accidental, but the consequences were only beginning to unfold. The morning after the fainting incident, the atmosphere in the Intergalactic Council was tense. Alien delegates whispered in clusters, their voices low and suspicious. Some eyed the humans warily, while others studied them with curiosity. Humans were unpredictable, and unpredictability in interstellar politics could be dangerous. Jonathan Hayes, the human ambassador, walked into the hall with a calm, deliberate stride. Behind him, Dr. Lila Warren carried a small device, a portable analysis drone designed to observe alien physiology and behavior in real time. It hovered beside her, silently recording everything. "Good morning, esteemed delegates," Jonathan said, his voice firm but polite. "We are ready to continue discussions, and we hope to demonstrate our commitment to peace and cooperation." The aliens murmured among themselves, some skeptical, some intrigued. Ambassador Kale stood tall, his iridescent skin shimmering under the chamber lights. He had fully recovered from the fainting incident, but the memory lingered. He would not be caught off guard again. As talks began, Dr. Warren discreetly activated her drone to scan the room. It detected subtle physiological cues, tiny changes in skin color, pulse fluctuations, and pheromone emissions. "Interesting," she whispered. "The fainting wasn't just about stress. There's a pattern here, a reaction to human presence itself." Jonathan noticed her whisper but said nothing. He understood the importance of restraint. In diplomacy, every move mattered. One wrong step could ignite tensions beyond repair. During the discussions, a small explosion of noise erupted near one corner of the hall. A rogue alien probe had attempted to scan human equipment without permission. Aliens gasped. The human delegation security team immediately activated defensive drones, which neutralized the probe with precise, non-lethal force. The demonstration was silent but effective. Ambassador Kale's eyes widened. Humans were not only intelligent, they were cautious, disciplined, and capable of defending themselves without causing harm. This was a combination alien species rarely mastered. Dr. Warren noted, "They are learning fast. Humans are not reckless. They adapt and they anticipate." That fainting incident, it may have been accidental, but it revealed something much larger. The council reconvened after the brief interruption. This time, the humans proposed a controlled demonstration of their second countermeasure, designed to show strength without aggression. A section of the chamber floor transformed into a simulation arena. Humans deployed advanced drones capable of rapid problem-solving, environmental scanning, and coordinated defense. The drones moved with intelligence and precision, neutralizing threats without harming anyone. Alien delegates watched in stunned silence. No species had ever displayed such combination: power, intelligence, and ethical restraint. The room buzzed with whispers, some admiring, others uneasy. Kale stepped forward, his voice calm but commanding. "This is impressive. Humans, you show capability beyond what we expected. But why reveal this now?" Jonathan smiled faintly. "Because understanding each other is the only way to prevent mistakes. We do not seek conflict, Ambassador Kale, but we are prepared to defend ourselves and, if necessary, the galaxy at large." A ripple of surprise passed through the alien coalition. Humans were bold, clever, and principled. They had survived the first challenge, the fainting incident, and now they had unveiled a quiet but undeniable strength. Yet not all aliens were convinced. A faction of radicals hidden within the council began plotting in whispers. They viewed humans as unpredictable and dangerous. "We must test them further," one said, his voice low. "If they can withstand our trials, we will know their true potential. If not, they will fail." Meanwhile, Dr. Warren and her team analyzed the fainting incident in detail. "It's remarkable," she said. "Zellari biology responds strongly to certain stimuli in humans. Pheromones, movements, even our emotional energy. We can anticipate their reactions. This knowledge could prevent future incidents or be used to influence outcomes subtly." Jonathan nodded, understanding the delicate balance. Humans had power, but they had to wield it wisely. Any sign of arrogance or aggression could trigger hostility. Diplomacy required patience, intelligence, and courage. Later that evening, Ambassador Kale requested a private meeting with the human delegation. The council hall was empty, except for the soft hum of lights and the distant echo of alien voices in the corridors. Kale stood with his usual composure, yet there was a hint of curiosity in his eyes. "I must admit," Kale began, "humans have surprised me. Your species adapts quickly and thinks strategically. That fainting incident, it was unintended, yet it revealed potential." Jonathan bowed slightly. "We are learning, Ambassador, and we hope to prove that humans can be trusted allies, not just in diplomacy but in defending shared interests across the galaxy." Kale studied him in silence, then nodded slowly. "There is a faction among my people who do not trust you. They will seek ways to provoke you. You must be ready for their tests." Dr. Warren spoke carefully. "We are prepared to respond, but not with aggression. Our goal is understanding, not conflict." Kale tilted his head, considering. "Then you will face their challenge. If you succeed, humans may gain respect or fear. Either way, your actions will shape the future." As the humans left the private meeting, a sudden alarm rang throughout the council complex. Sensors detected an unauthorized attempt to breach human research quarters. Security teams mobilized instantly. Dr. Warren's drone scanned the area, identifying the source: a remote alien faction attempting sabotage. Jonathan's heart raced, but he maintained his composure. "This is the test Kale mentioned," he said calmly. "We must act carefully, or the council will interpret it as a hostile move by humans." The human delegation moved with precision. Drones deployed, alarms were neutralized, and the breach was contained without injury. Aliens watching from afar were astonished. Humans had turned a potential disaster into a demonstration of skill, intelligence, and restraint. Kale observed the events with a mix of admiration and concern. Humans were capable, but their unpredictability was dangerous. One misstep could spark conflict, yet he could not deny the respect he felt growing for them. They were different, not weak, not naive, but strong in ways his species rarely encountered. By nightfall, the council returned to a tense calm. Humans had survived the second challenge, the first being the fainting incident, and had demonstrated their ingenuity and discipline. The balance of power in the room had shifted, quietly but unmistakably. Dr. Warren reviewed the data one last time for the day. "They won't expect what humans can do next," she said softly. "But we must be careful. Every move is observed, every reaction analyzed. This is only the beginning." Jonathan stood by the panoramic windows, looking out at the alien world beyond. Stars glittered in the sky, distant planets reflecting in the glass. He knew the fainting incident had been a test and humans had passed. But the Council held many secrets and other challenges awaited. "We've made a mark," he said to Dr. Warren. "But the real test is still ahead. If humans can handle what comes next, we'll not just survive, we'll lead." And somewhere deep within the Council, the whispering alien faction continued to plot. Humans had shown strength and restraint, but how would they react when provoked beyond reason? The fainting had been accidental, the second demonstration deliberate, but the next challenge might push humans to their limits. The first feint had startled them. The second had impressed. What would the third reveal? The sun of the alien world shone brightly through the massive windows of the Intergalactic Council. Yet the light did little to calm the tension in the chamber. Humans had passed the first two challenges, the fainting incident and the countermeasure demonstration. But some alien factions were determined to test them further. Jonathan Hayes, the human ambassador, walked with quiet confidence, though he was aware of the undercurrents of suspicion. Beside him, Dr. Lila Warren carried her analysis drone, now upgraded to monitor not only physiology but also environmental anomalies. Every step mattered. Every gesture was observed. Ambassador Kale approached them, his expression unreadable. "Humans," he said, his voice calm, "there is a matter that requires your attention. A secret challenge hidden within the Council. It is designed to evaluate your response under pressure, without prior knowledge. You may choose to decline, but understand this. Declining could be viewed as weakness." Jonathan straightened. "We accept," he replied. "Humans learn by action, and we are ready to demonstrate our ability to handle unexpected challenges." Kale nodded, a hint of admiration in his eyes. "Very well. Follow me." He led them down a series of quiet corridors away from the main chamber. Security systems scanned them automatically, confirming their identities. The corridors opened into a vast, dimly lit arena, unfamiliar even to Kale's regular staff. Holographic projections of terrain appeared in the air. Mountains, forests, rivers, and urban structures all rendered in vivid detail. "This arena simulates conditions you may face," Kale explained. "You will encounter problems designed to test your intelligence, strategy, and restraint. Others may intervene, attempting to provoke a response. How you handle it will determine the Council's view of your species." Dr. Warren's eyes lit up. "A controlled simulation with real-time variables? This is brilliant. We can learn and respond without causing harm." Jonathan nodded. "Let's get to work." The arena shifted suddenly, projecting a simulated crisis. An alien supply ship had malfunctioned and was threatening to crash into a populated city on the holographic display. The humans had only minutes to respond. Their drones scanned the environment, calculating multiple rescue strategies. "Deploy the drones in formation," Jonathan instructed. "Prioritize civilians. Minimize damage. Neutralize hazards without harming anyone." Drones moved instantly, coordinating with mathematical precision. Bridges were reinforced with temporary energy fields. Fire suppression drones created controlled barriers to redirect flames. Communication drones guided virtual citizens to safety. The holographic city buzzed with activity, reflecting the successful rescue operations. Alien observers were impressed. No species had ever handled the simulation so efficiently and ethically. Murmurs spread through the arena. Humans were more than resourceful, they were moral and intelligent. Then, the second challenge appeared, a sudden intrusion of hostile alien units designed to provoke fear and aggression. Many species in history would have reacted with lethal force. Humans, however, adapted. "Non-lethal containment," Jonathan ordered calmly. "Use stun nets and restraint fields. Protect ourselves, but do not escalate." Drones and human security teams worked together seamlessly. The intruders were neutralized without injury. Even the hidden alien faction observing the test could not find fault. Humans had demonstrated control, strategy, and ethical restraint simultaneously. Dr. Warren monitored the results closely. "This proves something important," she whispered. "Humans can remain calm under pressure. They can solve complex problems without resorting to aggression. That fainting incident, an accident, could have made us seem weak. But look at this. Humans are showing strength in every sense." Kyle stepped forward, his gaze sharp. "Impressive," he said. "You have passed the initial stages of this hidden test, but the final stage will measure character as well as skill." Suddenly, the arena shifted again. Holographic terrain transformed into a mountainous landscape, with rough terrain and hazardous weather conditions. Embedded within the environment were smaller holographic villages, each representing different alien species colonies. Jonathan studied the layout. "We must protect these settlements," he said. "Prioritize the most vulnerable. Coordinate resources to prevent harm." Drones and human teams dispersed throughout the simulated environment, navigating treacherous terrain and harsh conditions. Avalanches, sudden storms, and collapsing structures tested their adaptability. Yet humans worked as one unit, anticipating problems and responding with efficiency. Kale watched closely. The fainting incident, the countermeasure demonstration, and this simulation had shown him that humans were more than clever. They were disciplined, creative, and courageous. Even the hidden alien faction could not deny the evidence. Then the final test appeared, a moral dilemma. A holographic simulation projected two villages in immediate danger from simultaneous disasters. Humans had resources to save only one without risking the other. Choosing incorrectly could cause significant simulated casualties, reflecting poorly in the eyes of the Council. Dr. Warren frowned. "This is about ethics as much as strategy," Jonathan considered carefully. "We will prioritize the village with the youngest population," he said finally. "We can implement temporary solutions to protect the second village, but our primary focus must save those who cannot help themselves." Drones were redirected, energy fields extended, and rescue operations executed with precision. The simulation measured outcomes. All lives were preserved. The decision, though difficult, had demonstrated not just intelligence but moral judgment under pressure. Ambassador Kale stepped forward, visibly impressed. "Humans," he said, "you have passed every stage of the Council's hidden test. Intelligence, adaptability, ethical judgment. All are demonstrated in ways no other species has managed so far. You have proven yourselves not merely capable but exceptional." The hidden alien faction, observing from behind holographic screens, murmured among themselves. While some still harbored doubt, most could not argue with the evidence. Humans were not reckless or weak. They were strategic, ethical, and formidable in their intelligence. Dr. Warren smiled quietly. "We've done it," she whispered to Jonathan. "They can't ignore us now. Humans have earned respect on their own terms." Jonathan nodded. "This is only the beginning," he said. "The Council now knows that humans are different, but we must remain vigilant. The galaxy is full of challenges, and others may test us in ways we cannot anticipate." As the arena dissolved and lights returned to normal, Ambassador Kale approached the human delegation. "You have done well," he said. "Humans possess qualities that many species underestimate. Intelligence, adaptability, and moral judgment, these are your greatest strengths. The fainting incident may have been an accident, but it marked the start of something significant. You have now shown the Council that humans cannot be ignored." Dr. Warren and Jonathan exchanged a glance. The first feint had startled the aliens. The second demonstration had impressed them. And now this hidden test had confirmed what humans already knew. Their ingenuity and ethics could stand among the greatest civilizations in the galaxy. Kale's eyes held a rare warmth. "Prepare yourselves," he added. "Other challenges will come, and not all will be designed with safety in mind. But the Council will now watch humans with respect, rather than suspicion. That is a rare achievement." Jonathan smiled faintly. "We'll be ready," he said. "Humans learn quickly, and we do not falter when faced with the unknown." As the human delegation left the chamber, Dr. Warren activated her drone to record the results for analysis. She noted every detail: timing, decision-making, strategy, and ethics. "This is a turning point," she said softly. "Humans have proven they are not just survivors. They are leaders in their own right." Kyle returned to his quarters, reflecting on the events. Humans had passed tests no other species could have managed with such skill and composure. The fainting incident had been a minor setback, the countermeasure demonstration a show of restraint. But this hidden test had revealed the true essence of humanity. Clever, ethical, adaptable, and brave. Outside the council, stars glittered across the alien sky. The galaxy stretched vast and full of possibilities. Humans had made their mark, and the fainting incident, though accidental, was now remembered not as a weakness, but as the beginning of a story of strength, ingenuity, and honor. And deep within the council, whispers began anew. Humans were no longer just a curiosity. They were a species to be respected, studied, and perhaps feared in the right measure. The next steps would test them further, but for now, humanity had proven itself capable of standing among the stars. The next morning, the Intergalactic Council chamber buzzed with activity. The previous day's hidden test had earned humans respect, but the council's mood remained cautious. Ambassador Kyle observed the humans closely, noting their composure, teamwork, and careful attention to every detail. Humans had impressed, but the galaxy rarely offered a challenge twice the same way. Jonathan Hayes and Dr. Lila Warren walked among the alien delegates, taking careful notes. They had learned from the hidden simulation, but they understood that real situations rarely followed predictable patterns. "The Council respects us now," Jonathan whispered. "But respect does not mean trust. Something will happen soon, something unpredictable." Dr. Warren nodded. "Agreed. Their tests are designed to push us, to see how humans respond in high-pressure situations. And I suspect the fainting incident was only the beginning of what they wanted to observe." Kale approached them with a measured expression. "Humans, your performance yesterday has been exceptional. But there are rumors of an external threat, one that could endanger not only your delegation but the council itself." Jonathan raised an eyebrow. "An external threat?" Kyle nodded. "Yes, intelligence indicates that a rogue faction from outside the council plans an attack. They aim to destabilize diplomacy by targeting humans first. Knowing your reactions will be scrutinized." A hush fell over the human team. Dr. Warren immediately activated her portable analysis drone, scanning for any unusual energy signatures. "We need to prepare," she said. "This is not a simulation. This is real." Without hesitation, Jonathan addressed the council. "We must work together. Humans are capable of rapid response and coordination. We can assist in preventing this attack before it happens." Kale glanced at him, a mixture of surprise and approval in his eyes. "Your willingness to cooperate is uncommon. Many species would use this as an excuse to withdraw or protect only themselves." Minutes later, an emergency alert rang through the council. Sensors detected a massive fleet moving at high speed toward the council's planet. It was impossible to ignore. The rogue faction was real, and their approach was aggressive. Jonathan took charge immediately. "Deploy all drones. Activate early warning systems. Alert all council members. Every species must prepare." Dr. Warren's drone analyzed the fleet. "They're using outdated propulsion, but they have advanced weapon systems. We can intercept them, but only if we act quickly and strategically." The council chambers transformed into a command center. Humans coordinated with alien leaders, mapping defensive grids, allocating resources, and calculating probabilities. Every action was deliberate, precise, and designed to minimize risk while maximizing defense. Kale approached Jonathan. "Your species' strategic thinking is impressive. Do you have a plan for direct engagement?" Jonathan nodded. "We will neutralize the fleet without unnecessary destruction. Our drones can disable engines and weapon systems remotely. Non-lethal containment is our priority. Civilians and council members must remain safe." The first wave of human drones launched into space, moving with astonishing speed and coordination. Alien ships joined them, combining forces in ways never attempted before. The rogue fleet's approach was calculated, but humans anticipated their maneuvers, cutting off attack vectors and creating safe zones. Dr. Warren monitored each drone's performance. "Their reaction times are slower than ours. If we continue like this, we can control the engagement without significant damage." As the fleets clashed, humans demonstrated a mix of ingenuity and restraint. They neutralized weapon systems with precision beams, redirected rogue ships using magnetic fields, and coordinated with alien forces to create defensive shields. Kyle watched in awe. Humans are controlling the situation without escalating it. This is unprecedented. Even the skeptical factions within the council could not deny the evidence. Humans were disciplined, clever, and ethical, even in the midst of real danger. The fainting incident from days before seemed insignificant compared to the courage and intelligence displayed now. Then, the rogue faction attempted a surprise attack, a stealth strike targeting the Council's central hub. Humans detected the anomaly almost immediately. "They're attempting infiltration," Jonathan said calmly. "We need to respond without panicking the Council." Drones intercepted the stealth units, containing them with electromagnetic nets and disabling propulsion systems. Humans entered the fray directly, using advanced exosuits to manage systems and repair damage. Their movements were calculated and effective, inspiring trust among the alien delegates. Dr. Warren analyzed the situation. "This is beyond what the Council anticipated. Humans are not only capable of responding, they are leading the defense." As the last rogue ships were neutralized, the Council erupted in astonished murmurs. Humans had prevented disaster without causing unnecessary destruction. Every life, human and alien alike, had been protected. Kale approached Jonathan. "You have done what few species could, turned a threat into an opportunity to demonstrate capability, discipline, and morality. The fainting incident may have revealed human vulnerability, but this proves your species' strength." Jonathan shook his head modestly. "We did what was necessary. We work with intelligence, coordination, and care. That is how humans survive and thrive in difficult situations." Dr. Warren smiled. "And this is just the beginning. The galaxy is full of unexpected challenges, and humans can meet them all, if we continue to think, act, and cooperate strategically." The Council convened a special session immediately after the crisis. Alien delegates, previously wary or hostile, now looked upon humans with respect. Whispered conversations shifted from doubt to admiration. Humans had not only survived a direct threat, they had led the response, protecting all species involved. Kyle addressed the Council. "The humans have shown qualities that cannot be ignored: intelligence, adaptability, courage, and ethical restraint. They have demonstrated the best of what any species can achieve. The fainting incident, while surprising, was a minor event. Humans have proven that their true nature is remarkable. The hidden rogue faction, now exposed and neutralized, could no longer challenge the humans without risking immediate retaliation. Their plans had failed, and the Council had witnessed the full extent of human capability." As the Council session ended, Jonathan and Dr. Warren walked among the delegates. Many extended formal gestures of respect, and some even thanked the humans personally. It was rare for a species so new to the Council to earn such recognition so quickly. Kale stood nearby, observing silently. He had underestimated humans before. The fainting incident had misled him. But now he could see the truth. Humans were capable, intelligent, and strong in ways no one had expected. Dr. Warren whispered to Jonathan, "We've gone from being underestimated to being trusted allies." The fainting incident was just the start, and the second demonstration prepared the Council for what we could do. "Now we've proven humans can handle real crises too." Jonathan nodded. "Humans survive because we adapt. We act strategically, protect life, and stay calm under pressure. That combination, it is what makes us stand out." Kyle approached them one last time before leaving. "Remember this: the galaxy will continue to test you. Other species may challenge your ethics, your intelligence, or your courage. But today, you have earned respect and demonstrated that humans are a force to be reckoned with, not through aggression, but through intellect and honor." As night fell over the alien capital, the humans reflected on the events. The fainting ambassador, the hidden test, and the rogue fleet crisis were all part of a larger narrative. Humans were no longer observers in the galaxy. They were active participants, capable of shaping outcomes through intelligence, morality, and teamwork. Dr. Warren looked at the stars glittering beyond the Council Hall. "We've shown them who we are, and the galaxy is only beginning to see what humans can do." Jonathan placed a hand on her shoulder. "One challenge at a time," he said. "We survive, we adapt, and we lead. That is what makes us human." And somewhere in the depths of the Council chambers, even the most skeptical aliens whispered in awe. Humans had faced fainting, tests, and threats, and yet they had emerged stronger, cleverer, and more respected than anyone could have imagined. The fainting incident had been a minor event in the grand scheme, but it had set a chain in motion, a chain that was only now beginning to reveal the true potential of humanity. The galaxy was watching, and humans had shown that they were ready. The Intergalactic Council chamber was unusually quiet as the final day of the summit began. After surviving the fainting incident, demonstrating the second countermeasure and averting the rogue fleet crisis, humans had earned both admiration and respect. But Ambassador Kale knew that appearances could deceive, and he remained watchful. Other species, impressed yet cautious, still waited for humans to falter. Jonathan Hayes and Dr. Lila Warren entered the hall together, their posture calm but alert. Humans had learned to navigate both diplomacy and danger, but they knew the galaxy would always test them. Today, however, the test would be unlike any simulation or crisis before. It would be public, irreversible, and decisive. Kyle approached them, his iridescent skin gleaming under the chamber lights. "Humans," he said, "the final session of the summit will determine your official standing among the Council. Other species will challenge your ethics, your ingenuity, and your loyalty. Your actions today will either solidify your place or create doubt." Jonathan nodded. "We are ready. Humans act with intelligence, caution, and integrity. That is who we are." The chamber doors opened, revealing representatives from every species in the Council, many of whom had never before attended such a summit. The tension was palpable. Aliens murmured among themselves, some curious, some skeptical, others clearly watching for any sign of human weakness. A holographic display activated in the center of the chamber. It projected the final challenge, a complex scenario involving multiple star systems under threat from natural disasters, unstable planetary cores, and political unrest. Humans were tasked with coordinating aid, preventing conflict, and saving lives across the systems, all in real time, with Council observers monitoring every decision. Dr. Warren activated her portable drone, now fully integrated with the human delegation's network. "We can handle this," she said. "We've trained for simulations, emergencies, and diplomacy. Now it's all real." Jonathan's voice carried calm authority. "Humans will divide resources strategically. Our priority is life, followed by stability. We will act swiftly, decisively, and ethically." The first scenario unfolded. A volcanic eruption threatened a densely populated planet. Human drones analyzed the environment, mapping safe zones and evacuation routes. Exosuits equipped teams with tools to reinforce structures and guide civilians to safety. Alien species watched in awe as humans coordinated these actions flawlessly, minimizing risk and ensuring maximum efficiency. Next, political unrest erupted on a neighboring system. Rival factions prepared to clash over scarce resources. Humans acted as mediators, using diplomatic strategies learned from weeks of observation and cooperation. Jonathan and his team initiated virtual councils with faction leaders, offering compromises and fair solutions. Their calm, logical, and ethical approach de-escalated tensions, earning cautious respect from alien observers. Kale observed quietly. Humans were proving their worth not through brute force but through intellect, empathy, and adaptability. Each decision, each action reflected a species capable of navigating the most complex situations with skill and integrity. Suddenly, an unexpected crisis appeared. An asteroid field on a collision course with a habitable planet. Previous councils would have panicked, but humans acted quickly. "Deploy propulsion drones to redirect the asteroids," Jonathan instructed. "Coordinate with planetary shields. Minimize damage while preserving natural systems." The drones moved with incredible precision, nudging asteroids along new trajectories. Energy shields on the planet absorbed residual impacts. The planet's inhabitants watched from orbit, unaware of how close disaster had come, while the Council's holographic display recorded every detail of human action. Dr. Warren smiled. "They can handle every scenario we've encountered before, and more. This is beyond simulation. Humans are proving something fundamental. Intelligence, courage, and ethics can coexist even under extreme pressure." Kale stepped forward, addressing the Council. "Observe carefully. Humans are not just a young species learning the ways of the galaxy. They are leaders in strategy, morality, and collaboration. The fainting incident, once a mark of perceived weakness, now seems trivial compared to their capability." The final scenario began. A combined threat of environmental catastrophe, political unrest, and rogue fleets approaching simultaneously. This was a situation no species had managed without causing massive loss of life or political collapse. Humans divided their efforts efficiently. Drones managed physical threats, Jonathan coordinated diplomatic channels, and Dr. Warren monitored every physiological and environmental signal to anticipate risks. Time passed in tense hours. Every decision mattered, every action had consequences. Alien delegates held their breath as humans navigated the crisis with precision and calm. Their solutions were not always easy, but they were fair, ethical, and effective. At last, the simulations concluded. All planetary systems were stabilized. Civilian populations were safe. Political tensions were diffused. The rogue fleets had been deterred without destruction. The council chamber erupted in astonished applause. Kale approached Jonathan. "Humans," he said, his voice full of respect. "You have done what no other species could achieve. You have demonstrated not only intelligence and skill, but courage, ethics, and leadership. The fainting incident is now a footnote in history, a minor event that started a chain revealing your true potential." Jonathan bowed slightly. "We acted not for glory, Ambassador, but because it was necessary. Humans survive by thinking, cooperating, and protecting life. That is our strength," Dr. Warren added, "and our ethics guide every decision. Strength without morality is meaningless. That is what sets humans apart." The council voted unanimously. Humans were officially recognized as full members of the Intergalactic Council, with rights, responsibilities, and respect equal to the oldest and most established species. Alien delegates approached the human team to extend gestures of friendship, collaboration, and trust. Even the faction that had once doubted humans approached cautiously. They bowed or nodded in acknowledgement. Humans had proven that cleverness, bravery, and ethical restraint could overcome suspicion, fear, and bias. Kyle smiled faintly, a rare expression for the Zalari. "The galaxy will continue to challenge you, humans. There will be new crises, unforeseen dangers, and complex dilemmas. But today, you have proven that you are ready to meet them. You have earned your place among the stars." Jonathan looked out at the glittering view of the alien planet beyond the council's windows. Stars stretched across the sky, distant worlds waiting for exploration, cooperation, and understanding. "This is only the beginning," he said softly. "Humans have shown the galaxy who we are, but there is much more to learn and much more to contribute." Dr. Warren activated her drone one last time, recording the council proceedings for analysis and study. "Future generations will remember this," she said. "The fainting incident may have startled the galaxy at first, but what humans unleashed afterward will define our legacy." Kyle approached the human delegation one final time. "Remember this lesson. Intelligence, ethics, and courage are more powerful than brute force. The galaxy respects those who can combine these qualities. Humans have done so today, and the story of your species will inspire others for generations to come." As humans prepared to depart, the council hall erupted with murmurs of admiration and discussion. Many delegates expressed hope for collaboration, trade, and joint research. Some were already sending invitations for humans to assist with interstellar challenges. The fainting incident, once a mark of surprise, had inadvertently revealed a species capable of extraordinary achievements. Jonathan and Dr. Warren stood together, observing the council. "We've shown them," Jonathan said quietly. "Humans can adapt, overcome, and lead. And we've done it without aggression, without malice, just with intelligence and ethics." Dr. Warren nodded. "That's the essence of humanity. We survive and thrive by thinking, cooperating, and respecting life. That's what makes us unique." As the sun set over the alien capital, humans looked out across the galaxy, knowing that this was not the end of their journey. It was the beginning of a new chapter. Challenges would come, as they always did, but humanity had proven its place among the stars. And deep within the council chambers, even the most skeptical aliens whispered in awe. Humans had turned a fainting incident into a testament of resilience, intelligence, and moral strength. They had faced tests, crises, and unexpected threats, and emerged not only victorious but respected, trusted, and admired. The galaxy was watching, and humanity had taken its rightful place.